Picture this: a heart-pounding chase in the wild heart of Botswana's Moremi Game Reserve, where survival hangs by a thread and one man's courage could change everything. Under a blazing sun, a veteran ranger races against time to save a life on the brink. This isn't just another day on the savannah, it's a battle against nature's fiercest odds. In the untamed expanse of Moremi, where golden grasslands stretch beneath a fiery sky, veteran ranger Daniel Kumalo patrols the dusty trails along the lake. His weathered pickup truck rattles over the rugged terrain, the hum of the engine blending with the distant chirps of birds and the rhythmic lapping of water against the shore. The afternoon glow paints the savannah in hues of molten gold, a scene of serene beauty, hiding the wild's unforgiving pulse. As Daniel steers north out of the reserve, a sudden boom shatters the calm, a deafening bang followed by a bone-chilling roar. He slams the brakes, kills the engine, and snatches his binoculars from the passenger seat. His eyes scan the horizon, locking onto a shocking sight. An adult leopard, cornered in an open clearing, surrounded by a thundering herd of buffalo. Years of experience tell Daniel the story in an instant. The leopard likely targeted a young calf, sparking the herd's furious vengeance. Hooves pound the earth, sending the leopard tumbling through the air, crashing to the ground with a scream of agony. Dust swirls in chaotic clouds. The buffalo's roars echo like a war cry, filling the air with raw tension and danger. Daniel's hands grip the steering wheel, his heart racing. He knows rushing in now could spell death, for both himself and the leopard. Then, in a brutal surge, the lead buffalo charges, hurling the leopard into the swampy lake with a violent splash. The herd pauses, watching their foe sink beneath the surface, then slowly disperses, leaving only ripples spreading across the water's eerie calm. Daniel edges closer, his heart heavy with dread. Through his binoculars, he searches for any sign of life, but sees none. His fingers tighten around his tranquilizer gun as he approaches the lake's edge, eyes fixed on the water's surface. Then tiny bubbles break the stillness, a faint signal of life clinging on. Time is slipping away. If he hesitates, the leopard will drown before his eyes. With the instincts of a seasoned ranger, Daniel doesn't falter. He plunges into the waist-deep murky water, the slippery mud dragging at his every step. A sharp, fishy stench clings to his clothes. The cold numbs his limbs, but his focus is razor-sharp, zeroed in on the trail of bubbles. He wades forward, each movement a battle against the swamp's grip, driven by a singular mission: save the leopard. His hands finally find the leopard's neck and shoulders, its body heavy, limp, lifeless. With every ounce of strength, Daniel hauls the sodden creature toward the shore, water streaming from its patchy fur. On solid ground, he lays the leopard on its side, letting water spill from its mouth and nose. Kneeling beside it, he presses his ear to its muzzle, desperate for a breath, but feels nothing. Without pause, he places both hands on the leopard's solid chest and begins steady, forceful compressions. "Come on!" he shouts, his voice cutting through the silence, willing the animal's survival instinct to kick in. Mud and water splatter his sleeves, but Daniel's eyes remain locked on the leopard, unyielding. The compressions keep blood flowing, staving off death's grip. Every few moments, he leans close, checking for the faintest breath. After what feels like an eternity, 15 grueling minutes, he feels it, a weak heartbeat pulsing beneath his palms. A rush of relief floods through him, his eyes alight with hope. The leopard has clawed its way back from the edge. Stepping back, Daniel examines the leopard's battered body, lacerations and bruises crisscrossing its fur. It needs urgent care. He races to his truck, grabs the radio, and calls for backup, his voice steady but urgent as he details the crisis. "Bring the anesthesia gear and a transport cage now." His teammates confirm they're en route, their voices crackling through the static. 30 minutes later, 2 rangers arrive, armed with rescue equipment. The leopard lies motionless, its shallow breaths barely visible, eyes half open with exhaustion. The team moves with precision, injecting a light sedative to ensure safe transport. Together, they lift the leopard into a sturdy iron cage, locking it securely for the bumpy ride ahead. The truck speeds toward Moremi's Central Ranger Station, jostling over dusty trails. Daniel sits in the passenger seat, his gaze fixed on the leopard's faint breaths through the cage's bars. At the station, the rescue team springs into action, rushing the leopard to the medical room. Veterinarians in crisp white coats take over, their faces set with focus. They place the leopard on a wide examination table, inspecting every inch of its body. A portable X-ray hums to life, revealing no major fractures, just soft tissue damage requiring immediate care. The diagnosis is grim: severe exhaustion, oxygen deprivation from near drowning, and multiple wounds. The team works swiftly, disinfecting cuts with antiseptic, suturing deep gashes, and wrapping them in gauze. An IV drips fluids and electrolytes into the leopard's leg. Antibiotics and painkillers follow. One vet gently wipes away caked mud and blood from its spotted fur, restoring a hint of its wild majesty. Stabilized, the leopard is moved to an intensive care cage, monitored by round-the-clock cameras. Daniel sits outside the glass door, watching its every twitch, the steady beep of machines mingling with the leopard's faint heartbeat. He feels a flicker of hope, a belief that this fighter will pull through. As night falls over Moremi, the quiet hum of insects fills the air. By morning, Daniel returns to find the leopard's eyes open, blinking weakly, scanning its surroundings. It tries to stand, but shaky legs give way and it slumps back with a tired sigh. Daniel smiles, placing a tray of fresh meat and a bowl of water near the cage. At first, the leopard only sips water, too weak to eat. Daniel visits daily, speaking softly to ease its nerves, helping it adjust. On the second day, the leopard nibbles small bites of meat, a sign of recovery. Its wounds begin to heal, bandages change to prevent infection. It paces the cage, slow but steadier, its eyes growing brighter, more alert. The vets note rapid progress. By the third day, the leopard is strong enough for a larger, semi-wild enclosure with trees to climb. The space lets it stretch, rebuilding muscle and agility. Daniel still brings food each morning, watching from afar as it eats, occasionally growling softly, a familiar nod to its rescuer. 10 days later, the leopard's wounds have healed, its golden fur sleek and vibrant once more. A final check confirms it's ready to return to the wild. The rangers load the cage onto a truck, driving to a vast grassland far from human settlements, and the buffalo herd that nearly ended its life. Daniel opens the cage door, steps back, and watches. The leopard steps out cautiously, sniffing the air, the earth. It pauses, locking eyes with Daniel for a long moment. Then, in a flash, it bounds into the golden grass, vanishing under the Moremi sun. Daniel stands still, pride and relief warming his chest. He hopes the leopard carries the lesson of survival etched into its bones. Driving back, a smile spreads across his face, the memory of this rescue, a testament to grit and compassion forever carved into his life as a ranger.